Got him. Welcome to tonight's Plumes of Hazard. I'm MassBlast09. Yes, I am sick and I feel like shit, but these are my co-hosts. We have Fubaka and the Inks for Sludge. Welcome, everybody.
Sludge everyone.
Fast and Furious wins the race.
Oh, boy.
Done.
That was with dinner, so. Oh, well.
Very proud of you. I did finish up. I picked up 2 more 20s the other day, and I thought I was going to have 3 for the show, but I did finish off the one.
I seriously should just do the tap. Just get the bag, soda in the box, and the CO2. Just do it.
I don't remember the last time.
Considered it.
No, this is the first soda I've had in a little while. I don't remember the last time I had a soda out of a bottle. Just cans are better, man.
Well, that's the thing is you could get, I could get a fountain drink, but it ain't nothing like a freshly popped can.
A cold fountain, a properly cooled fountain, that is the best. They're very rare.
They are very rare. It's gotta have the right ice too. Gotta have that.
I think we had this conversation recently too. But if you do you do a full press on the ice thing, but you pull off as soon as it starts coming down. If you can get away with that much ice, you're good.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, though, and the best ice though is that flake ice.
Yeah, you don't need too much.
The flat flake is very rare. At least it is here.
Down here, flake ice is a name for something else that'll get you high.
I bet.
But we say it flaca ice.
Flaka. Waka flaka. Is that Waka flaka? Isn't that one of those?
Waka, yes.
Yeah.
That would be a rapper, yes.
Yeah.
His headbang game is pretty strong. I would say that. Like, he could go to a metal show and be perfectly fine.
Is that right?
Yeah. He's a headbanger. Dunkin' Donuts, they have good ice for the iced coffees and stuff.
They don't have flake ice, I bet.
I don't have anything on my desk as a physical representation, but take this DNA 200, right? It's kind of like that, but it's like thinner. It's like.
Do you know what I mean by the flake ice?
Yeah, the little ship.
The super, super thin little shard.
Oh, okay, no, it's not like that. They're slightly thicker than that. They're the right shape. They're not ideal, but it's better than getting straight cubes, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. To me, it's the flake ice, which you can't ever find anymore. In fact, I don't remember the last time I had it. The next step is the cylinders that are all airy and they're soft, like crunchable, that they're not hard. Like
so you're telling me that this particular breed of ice is flaky?
I am. It's definitely flaky.
That joke upgraded Mass to the flu.
Mr. Hunt, that's exactly what this is. Yes, sir. I don't think you were here last week. I talked about it. We'll be talking about it a little bit more tonight.
Dude, just for the record, not only is my belt undone, the pants are undone as well. I am bloated as fuck right now.
Nice.
That doesn't happen often.
What did you say you had on the way home? You said halal, right?
Yeah, I picked it up on my way home. I devoured it about a half an hour ago, and the bloatedness is setting in.
Yeah, halal what though? That's just
lamb and rice.
Lamb and rice. Yeah.
Wait, did I take a picture of it? I think I did.
I don't know if you did or not.
I took a picture to flex on some work people. That was about it, so I think that's why I
I think you actually hurt Will by that joke. I think you inflicted damage.
Oh. Fuck off. That inflicts damage? Shit. What if I roll double sixes?
So, one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick before I have to bail is a user by the name Nutella_bacon on Reddit.
It was probably in our chat. The last time we did something like this, that guy was in chat.
He posted that he built a Wii Remote mech mod, but got some shit because there was glue and plastic all over. So he built a new one that looks much better. All right. So what I'm going to play you next is a video of Nutella_bacon showing us his Wii Remote. First time ever. You see it here first on the Plumes of Hazard. All right. So I'm going to grab the still. And
this looks like early 2012, 2013 work.
Early 2011. I would.
Let's be honest. There are people still probably buying mods like this.
Yeah. Well, and we're gonna go into the comment here in a second. But anyways, so there's your mod. He's chopped it up. Not too bad. Hasn't destroyed it too much. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom this out and go ahead and play because this is actually a GIF. And he's showing us the one.
So he's got his weatherproof caulking sealer.
Another one. Here, hang on. There we go.
You can't play this through without pausing it.
Pro tips for the extra glue on the outside and the Veritube 510.
That's not finger crud.
Nope. And let's look at those insides. He's literally using the buttons inside of the mod for the buttons.
And there's no MOSFET.
I don't know. There's got to be. I think there is. I think there is. I'm not sure because the guy, and I'll tell you why. I think there is, and I think it's. I honestly thought I wanted to think that this was a troll, because if you look down here, once I erase it, it looks like there is a MOSFET down there. I'm not sure. So, anyways, so he puts that, and then he's got this other video. Looks like
wearing a NASA shirt. What a fucking tool.
12 is what he does while he's supposed to be studying. Anyways, let's bring back this picture and let's look at the comments because the comments on this thread are pretty much golden. First off, interesting. What button fires it? The B button. Neat. Ingenuitive. I have a few junk Wii remotes I'm going to do the same thing with. Damn, I want one. If you're interested, PM me. Dude, ballpark estimate on this. I want one. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, all these people falling over. I've had plenty of requests. I will do that with the next one. He's going to make a YouTube on how to do this. So basically, a friend of the show, I believe we've had Omega on the show, post those buttons aren't made for that amount of amps going through them. He gets downvoted to 0. And a user comes in and says, I've read this many times from many people, but since I suck at electronics, I never understood what the possible problems would be. Okay. And Omega comes back and he says, it's amperage rate over a switch that can't handle the current. Switches are made with ratings on them, which they can handle. Wii Remote buttons basically just continue a low current path between 2 points. They aren't made to handle the amperage. This guy replies, yes, but I still don't understand. Your answer doesn't address what I'm wondering.
It's not my wallet.
What could go wrong?
Doesn't look familiar to me.
Are we talking about boom? House going down in flames? Taking the cat with it? Buttons melting? You explain what the cause of the problem would be. So Omega replies, short answer, melt. And he replies again, yes, but still, how is a button melting dangerous? If there are any prevention measures, make it. I mean, like, this is the type of shit that you get when you do something like this. That's exactly right.
I picked a good day to wear my fucking Squidward shirt.
Doesn't look familiar.
And it isn't just one user. There are multiple
Can you
users.
link me this thread? I'm going down swinging.
Yeah. Well,
Me and Omega we've had our, a few differences over the years, but I agree with him 110%, dude. I'm going down swinging.
2 days old, but anyways, and I was gonna comment in there, but I decided
Matt, you
not.
should have busted in there like the Kool-Aid man, like, oh yeah.
Oh, I honestly was gonna bust in there with the actual DNA 31 that I made.
Yeah.
And be proud of yourself. This is an amazing mod you've assembled. If I weren't a vape noob, I'd totally pay you to make me one.
Turn this into a mod shaming thread. You should be proud of what you've built.
This is legit,
You do you, sister.
Anyways, and in one of the areas he says, yes, I have switches, buttons, and MOSFET. Used a lot of DIY vapes. When people said, but so that's why I was thinking that he's kind of trolling by not coming out and saying that to begin with. But still, it
Tomas is right. Yes, we have definitely had this conversation on this show many times.
yes, we have
For sure.
Yes,
Safety.
And someone points out, not to be a dick, but it's not a mech mod. And the guy comes back with, I guess technically it's just an unregulated MOSFET mod. Yes, it's a mech mod. So
yes. No, you get so close.
Anyway, so there you go. Nutella_bacon. Congratulations on creating a super cool, awesome mod.
And now you can follow in the footpath of many other modders who have taken pre-orders for too many mods and running with the money. Calling it now.
Yeah.
So Vic just said somewhere. He said Rob, but he means Joe. Somewhere Joe got a shiver and doesn't know why.
Yeah.
Remember when we gave up on this sub like months ago? This is why. This is like affirmation.
Yeah, and the funny part is it's got 240 upvotes. This is
238 now, thanks to me. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Crowdfund it.
Yeah, you know what? Buy that stupid fucking mod, please.
So there you go.
This kid is supposed to be studying for the SATs, overwhelm himself, and bite off more than he can chew.
Well, you know what the next thing is going to be, because I'm calling it right now. I should play the lotto. He's going to take this to school, and exactly, he's going to be like, it's not a vape, it's a Wii Remote, and then they're going to take it and they're going to open it and they're going to say that he had a pipe bomb at school.
Well, it depends. Well, no, he'll be fine.
Because he's got wires and batteries and all kinds of shit in there.
At least from what I could tell of his face, he's like a, good-looking white kid. Looks like he plays in a shitty hardcore band.
This is true. So there you go.
He'll be fine. He's not building a clock. He's,
That was my contribution for today.
It was a good one. Honestly, I really wish you would have just said fuck it and just swung your dick and just put it on the table and be like, this is how you mod. And then you're like,
I got that. I was out in mobile. I got the tingle for a second and I couldn't find a picture of the DNA one I made, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, Festy said he sort of does have a pipe bomb. Yeah, just make sure you're not running InnoWire wire in it.
Oh no! Don't tell this kid to run InnoWire.
InnoWire or a vaping donut.
He'd be like,
InnoWire. He'll run a dual coil. One's a donut. One's a fucking InnoWire.
He'll be like, InnoWire in there. It ain't a vape. InnoWire.
InnoWire in there. Oh shit! I just realized I don't think Will was here last week for my my InnoWire discussion, which is too bad.
I swear to God, vaping's become cyclical. Like, we have this, and then I work with we have some youngins in the office who are into vaping marijuana cartridges, and so they're asking me because like I have this, and they're like talking about stick batteries, eco batteries. And I'm like, you motherfuckers are going through the same shit I was going through, different venue.
Yeah.
So they were like asking me about vape shops around the city, and I'm like, I don't fucking know anybody anymore.
Right.
Not around the city. I'm like, they went to some smoke vape shop to get Juul pods, this, that, the Juul. And I'm like, the only place I know is the Beyond Vape in Midtown. I used to hang out there a bunch, but I'm just like, you guys, stop making me feel so fucking old.
So I saw
Wait, hold on. I just need to point out that William said that he was surprised that I managed to blow up wire. It's true, I did.
Anksy's pretty good at blowing things up.
Yeah.
Bathrooms.
Autopilots.
I did. That was the scariest shit.
So
I blew up the women's bathroom at work today. You know why? Because no one was left in the building.
I got another one. You know, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad when the sick guys got more content than you two. So I saw a post 2 days ago about Alchemist. The vape shop is closing.
Alchemist Vapor?
No. Alchemist Vapes. ALCHEMYSTVAPES. So I just took a gander at their site. Now, let's see if we can
be stuck like this.
Hang on. Let's see if we can figure out just maybe why they might be going out of business. There's their site. And what the fuck is all of this shit right here? Right here. Well, look at this. Gore, Brittany, Tia Vapes, fucking dark
smokers,
indoor smokers. Like what year is this? And what has she got on her neck? She ain't even vaping, bro. That's fake smoke. What? So, anyways, yeah, they're going out of business. I don't know why. Anyways, that's all I got.
Well done. Yeah, you're right. Well, you definitely have more news than I have this week. Last week, I blew my Serb load everywhere. and that's pretty much what I had to talk about. Yes, Addie, I'm sure you do. Indoor tokers. That's right.
Oh, Nast. So I'm like coming upon your. I'm not sure if did you post your Wii Remote on Reddit on ECR back in the day?
Oh, I did, but
a lot of the hosting's probably up on Imager because a lot of your older posts from 3-4 years ago are no longer there.
Yes, it's during the cleanse they disappeared. I gotta
Phil Bizarro and Felipe Buscando VaporCon 2013 review. That's what I just scrolled past.
Yeah, boy.
Wow, feels old.
There's some good shit on there under my profile.
You're going the way back machine.
So, and I want to see what chat thinks about this, but
look at this. Look at these two guys.
Oh Jesus.
Mass lost weight. Phil looks like he's gained some.
Jeez.
Look at that cake button.
Hell yeah, look at that cake button.
Hell, that was before there was a drop kit for it. God damn.
You know what that looks like? That looks like the Russian 98 or whatever, 92.
91. Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah, because of the satin finish.
Yep, is exactly
Who took
right.
this picture?
I don't know. Somebody with shaky hands.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Tampa? No.
No, it was
that was VaporCon.
Oh.
This was in the early days of Angsty in the Hangout.
Yeah, that was VaporCon.
Very long time ago. Man, I wanted to find that fucking Wiimote post so I could just drop it in that thread and be like, boom. Okay,
I'll find a picture while you guys are talking in a minute. But let me get to my last story. I promise this is the last one because I want to see how chat reacts to this. User Vinegar Bean Girl posted thoughts about vaping 0 milligram when pregnant. Why? I was wondering what thoughts people had on vaping 0 milligram if you're pregnant. As I make my own vape liquid in a vape bottle, you only need VG, PG, and flavoring. But when I Google if it's okay, it says that because vaping is a very new thing, They do not yet know the effects of it. Obviously, anything you put into your lungs isn't going to be good for you, but vaping is safer than smoking cigarettes. So, therefore, is it bad to vape in small amounts with a starter vape pen? Not anything like a Vupu Drag or a G-Priv. What are your thoughts? I don't understand. She makes her own e-liquid. And she's going to vape zero?
Well, I mean, better
like,
having no nick in your system than nick, I suppose, if you can get away with it.
Why don't you just focus on breathing just air?
I was just going to say, if you're pregnant, you should just quit anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
I mean,
you should avoid, cold cuts. You should avoid,
absolutely.
I'd rather you drink the occasional few sips of wine while you're pregnant than fucking vape zero, to be perfectly honest. Because you know why? Humans have been drinking while pregnant for ages now, and we've evolved just fine.
Yeah.
We some of us, have a cup of coffee every now and again when we're pregnant. Well, not when I'm pregnant, but I've heard of other people doing it. You're not going to hear about your great grandma Mildred vaping during her pregnancy.
Most of the people, are saying, for example, I didn't even vape around my wife while she was pregnant. Live your own life, make your own choices, but personally, I would not be comfortable with that. So,
Mass, do you remember when were we in Dallas when that pregnant chick got in the hot tub? There was someone pregnant at the show who got in the hot tub, and we're just like, that's kind of gross.
Right.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah. It wasn't Dallas.
Yeah.
Was it in Dallas?
I remember being with you guys observing that.
Oh, you're right, because wasn't Nick in there or something?
She worked at like one of the high-end mod booths.
Yeah.
So and one of the things that I was segueing into with this was that there was a study that was done recently that basically showed that juice labeled as zero nic actually contained nicotine because of the cross-contamination of these people bottling stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
why couldn't they just do it like kosher, where it's like, here's the kosher side, the zero, and here's the non-kosher side? Makes sense to me.
Rob's right, by the way. You got to be careful because you don't want to turn the baby into popcorn. You try to keep it away from your dog, it's going to be fine. Yeah, I would imagine they would be pretty terrified of vapor. In fact, now that you say that, I'd forgotten about this. My cat. But I still had my cat. I miss my cat. But
Rip cat.
Oh, Betty. But when she was around, and I'd blow a ring or something, right? When I was sitting there watching TV, she would like watch it very suspiciously, but she would rarely run away. But she didn't care for it. That's for sure. Yeah, don't breathe the ammonia in it, right? And Mr. Hunt, you recommend not procreating. It makes sense. I'd say you can make a powerful argument there. Oh man, I'm surprised Massey's made this long. You doing okay over there?
You're muted.
Oh, sorry, I was blowing my nose. Said maybe. I was trying to find that study about the nicotine and 0 milligram juice.
Yeah. I don't doubt that at all. But at the same time, at the concentrations that they would be at, it's like no caffeine coffee, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna have some in it, but it's just not much.
No, even like there was an article I read when I was in college. I think it might have been right after college that like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks could have as much as half the amount of a normal cup in their decaf. Per 8 ounces, right? There's about 100 to 130 milligrams or 80 to 130 milligrams of caffeine in a cup of coffee. Average, right? We're talking across all the chains and whatnot. Not counting like if you make it at home, but it's also going to be around that range per 8 ounces. Decaf can have as much as 40 to 60 milligrams. They've come up with better methods now to decaf. They're just not as
do they basically wash it?
there's a washing process, but basically over time, I haven't read that much into it because I'm a man that drinks caffeinated coffee. But basically, they're able to not only take more caffeine out, but retain more flavor. 'Cause the thing is, caffeine is a naturally occurring part of a coffee bean, right?
Yes.
So it's about, minimizing harm to the taste itself.
What did I miss? I missed a cue here. You were talking with Will, and he said that Snowdrift Perry is better than he is by every discernible metric. Who's he?
Oh, so I was just fucking around in chat. I was talking about so because I mentioned this last week. One of the buildings I work in is coming down.
Yeah,
51 floor building. In fact, I forgot to take a picture today because they started pulling windows out and all that. It looks pretty gnarly from the bottom. This kid I work with, I don't.
I met a girl like that once.
I don't like him very much. His name is Matt. I don't like him very much. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking call him that by name. So I've been, just casually like vaping, not like fucking fogging, because there are bosses and shit that I don't want me to see vaping. So I take a pull while I'm walking. I'll hold it in for a few seconds, and I'll just, I'll deframe it. Just let it out little by little. So he hates the smell of snowdrift. We're like waiting for the elevator. I was just taking small toots. So I vaped it in his vicinity just to piss him off. I'll leave a scent. I'll vape just enough that, you'll smell it off of my hot Addy, and I'm just like, yeah, no, fuck you. Yeah, fuck that guy. I really don't like working with him, and the fact that he works in another building, and now we're working together, and it's like, nah, can't work with these cats. So I'll just make his time here as just ever so slightly uncomfortable as possible.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've actually been meaning to ask you about the poet. That's one of what's his name's the Pole, right? No, not Polak. He's
the poet.
Yeah.
Is it a flavor?
No. Addy Van and Dell. Thank you.
Oh. My marbles.
Yeah, Sasa Barak or something like that.
The Croat.
Yeah. That's why I said Pole. I was like, wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. Yeah, I would imagine you'd be pretty covered there, Rob.
Quote the Raven. What a vape.
A machine shop has plenty of unpleasant smells, some of which probably don't emanate from the machinists.
There are, machine shops have plenty of unpleasant smells, as do my coworkers, because the project we're working on is outside of our normal description. There's a lot of like 3/4 manual labor, and there's some people who work in tech. There's some smelly motherfuckers.
Yep.
So, you're gonna complain about this? You smelled yourself, buddy? Bitch. Mm-hmm. What about me? What about Raven? Wow. That is a deep wrestling cut right there, Rob. You can sit in the corner all emo and shit with your hoodie tied around your waist just like this when you come to the ring. If you don't know the pinnacle of WCW wrestling of the late 90s, I'm sorry.
I'm glad you picked up the reference. I did not. I was not a wrestling guy.
That was because me and my older brothers who watched wrestling, it was very much so like a joke in our house.
Yeah.
You finish the cereal. What about me? What about Raven?
Speaking of which, I think it was last week. A buddy of mine invited a buddy of mine, a different guy, and I over to his place. He was having a party. They were watching the UCF or Ultimate at UFC. That's what it is. The UFC thing. They had the whole nine was sitting out. The cups, the red cups with, you put your betting slips and stuff for all the different fights and all that kind of thing.
I have a gripe to pick about gambling in a moment, but yes, continue.
No, it was all right. I just haven't watched a UFC thing in a long time. I couldn't name one.
Funnily enough, UFC is starving for star power right now. They have been. That's why the biggest star in the UFC who can't pass a drug test, they wouldn't sanction the fight in Nevada, so they put the event in California. John Jones, who is one of the most talented fighters I've ever watched, one of the best fighters I've watched, but can't stay off the cocaine.
Mm.
He's failed 2, 3, 4 drug tests. He's been suspended numerous times, and like the dude can fight.
Wait, I know one guy.
He comes back after being suspended. He's whooping ass like he never left.
What about the Irish guy?
McGregor, he's done. Like, I think the only way he comes back to UFC, I mean, because his last time out, he got handled.
Did he?
He got handled.
I mean, I saw him. Like a
big Russian bear who was granted in the same weight class, but this is a dude who fucking grew up wrestling bears, literally.
Literally.
The thing, he wrestled a bear when he was like 12 or some shit. Dude, he's fucking nuts. He's ape shit.
Later, dude.
Later.
Feel better, bro. Feel better, man.
So here's the thing: when Connor was able to later master, but we were all watching at the Discord when the night of the fight. In short, Connor tagged him a few times when he stayed up, but this dude is so good at getting you on the ground, and once you're on the ground, he's going to make you exert all your energy trying to get out of his hold. He didn't get out of his hold. He just kept him there. He just held him. It's like a fucking rag doll. Dude, his hold was so strong.
How strong was it?
He didn't. So he got him with a bare naked choke, right? But he didn't even get his arm under his neck. He just wrapped it around his face and pulled to the point, and Connor started turning blue.
Oh,
that's how strong he is. He didn't have to get a proper chokehold on him.
Where'd you learn that one? I wrestled bad.
You're the one guy who's avid about UFC who would know what I'm talking. Who's gonna probably agree with me. But dude, he got handled. It was crazy. Vic is right. He probably will go to WWE because UFC can't afford to keep paying him what he wants.
Who? McGregor?
Yeah. Ronda Rousey went to WWE because she was fucking done in UFC. She got handled her last fight too. She was done in 30 seconds. She got pelted. Not even pelted. Pelted implies a lot of small strikes. No, she was
she brutalized, perhaps.
Dude, yeah, she. Where's the leak, ma'am?
Yeah, we should do what I'm vaping on because we've had a couple of questions. What's going on? How about you, Fu? Why don't you kick it off? What you vaping on?
Snowdrift, Naruto, SX Mini, yo, all day. Also, to finish on, well, to get to my gambling point, fuck you, Maple Leafs. Game 7 last night, I just had faith, gambling's legal now. I threw $20 on them. I don't have that $20 anymore. Goddamn Maple Leafs. Anyway, what are you vaping on, Angsty?
This week I have mostly been vaping on the Limelight Freehand Regulated Edition. This is the one with the DNA 75C in it. The one with the badonkadonk, right? It's got a little bit of a booty boot in the back, but it's regulated. Yeah, the button's a little bit bigger, which is cool. Very comfy. It's extraordinarily comfortable to hold because, as I talked about last week, I hold the freehand on my ring finger more often than not, and it doesn't. The big bottom didn't really touch me because I don't use it. I just hold it in my hand. So that's worked really well. I still haven't plugged it into eScribe to update the theme, even though Festy very kindly sent the theme over that I think Sean originally sent him, or maybe I sent him Sean's. I don't remember what it was, but he very very helpfully sent that back to me, and I still haven't done it. It's been quite a week at work. But the other thing that folks have been asking about is this little monkey. This guy is the Limelight 5050. And if you have not seen it and you missed last week, I can't get the fucking... There, got it. I dropped the lid. Got it. If you haven't seen this is a super tiny little box that Limelight is making. This is the door, and this is the inside. Boop. It is an 18350. I'll zoom in for those that want to see it closer. As an 18350 battery with a billet box Boro tank inside, and up meow, there's a Limelight RAM board in there, which is basically a smart FET sort of thing, but it's a little more complicated than that. But it's hyper efficient, but unregulated. So in there, I've obviously got an exoset, as you can see. and I've got it running wide open on the top. There's your little top nut, very reminiscent of a billet box. Limelight is bringing out their own tank soon, which I'm actually really excited about. Definitely picking one up because if nothing else, I want to put that new tank in a billet box, and they should be compatible either way. Little tiny button on the side.
Chris Webster asks, Angsty, how's the EXO with the RAM?
The EXO with the RAM is it's good. So I talked to Dayon earlier this week, giving him my feedbacks on both this thing and this thing. Since now that I've had them for a week and a half or something, this guy is good in general. There's a couple little kind of niggling little tiny things that I think could be improved pretty easily. I passed those along to Dayon, one of which is what I was just, yes, I can. I said it basically just to make you see it. One of which is what I was just struggling with, which is taking off the door. And I've got some fingernails, but they're pretty short, and getting the door off is a little hard, but that's something that he's fixing. The other thing is the top nut is down. It screws in about a thread, which is fine, and it does so very easily. You can even, like with the billet box, it needs like a coin, right? Like a penny or a nickel or something to screw in the top nut. This one you can do with your fingers, and it works really well, even out. You use your fingernail and move it around, and it's great. But it is a little sunken. But that's the reason why it comes with this little guy, which is like a little drip tip adapter. It comes with it. You can use it as a drip tip, or you can just plug a drip tip straight in the top here, like it is. But to me, I don't know. It looks a little funny. So I've got a drip tip from Omen that it's one of the Poe tips that just fits. It fits down in there. The only reason that you would want to do that, have the adapter, is A, if you want a taller drip tip, and B, if your drip tip is sufficiently wide where it won't fit down in there well. And it'd have to be pretty wide, really, to not be able to fit in there. But it's cool that it comes with it. I think it makes it look a little funky. But it does work pretty well with the EXO set. I built a simple 27 gauge 4.5 wrap, I think. 2.5 millimeter, came out to like a 0.7. And I am getting this is the one big con, and this was the thing that I was worried about when he first proposed this to me, like in November or October or something, which is unregulated plus a 350. So even with a really good 350, and I'm well within the safety ratings for the amp draw, this is one of Mooch's recommended Vape cells, the purple ones, I think 1100 mAh. As far as battery life goes, I get most of the tank before it's just bleh. Like it's there's not enough power there to sufficiently run that 0.7. So it's a thing. Now, I mean, people have been running lately. They've been running their 18350 Max and like mouth to lung addies, and that's fine. You can do that. You can do that in here if you put the little an addy that can do mouth to lung. You can totally do that. I'm sure it would be fine. But for me, I don't have those K-Fun inserts for the EXO set, and I don't really want to build the vape shell. I don't really want to build the vape shell because I much prefer the EXO set drag. So I'm just going to build slightly lower and do a lung hit.
You'll want to see the vapor production.
Hours for me are much better than the vape cell. That's good to know, Ace. Maybe I'll pick some of those up. It's not bad. I will say it's not bad, but because it is mega tiny. And you can, we found out last week live that if you stack a couple 350s and one of the little silicon 18650,
positive to positive,
Posneg, it should be fine. I would assume. I had it in a Posneg.
Oh, true.
Should be okay like that. But yeah, you don't want to. I don't think you'd want to do it the other way. But neg would be even safer, I would assume.
350s, which you need for a night out, realistically. I wouldn't take it out if I was drinking, to be honest. That would not do it for me.
And it depends how much you vape, right? The way that I was able to like gauge or measure this was how much e-liquid I went through, right? So with the EXO set in there, I could go through about 60 to 70% before it really was quite weak, and I would swap it out. So if you can go through, I don't even know what the EXO set holds. Was it like 5 mil? Is it 5 mil? with an Addy in the Boro? I'm actually not sure.
4 or 5 million.
Yeah. So I mean, I probably vaped 4 of that or whatever, right? Before you're down where the exoset's larger and it's displacing more of the liquid, right? It's down to the barrel kind of thing.
It's I liken it, at least that mod and its experience. I think someone mentioned it in chat the other week when you were talking about it. It's a great errand running mod.
Yes. Right.
That's what it's for. Like I personally would not use it to like go out unless I was throwing some like 12 milligram in there or something, or 6,
For sure. And if you did that, I think that's where you would want to be. And I think if I was going out, I would take my freehand. But if I was going out and just taking this, I think if you put a fresh battery in here, filled up the tank, and you brought two with you, and like a 15 ml little bottle of juice or something, you'd probably be all right. Probably. It depends. If you're going somewhere that you could vape while you're drinking, you probably would want a bigger mod.
Yeah.
But if you can only vape outside and occasionally, and you're not going to be vaping constantly, yeah, I think you can get rid of it, or you can get by. I think that would be fine. Because it is for the majority of the discharge of the battery and for the majority of the tank, it's a good vape. And if you swap the battery out, then yeah, you're solid. Best Addy from Germany by far, the G-Volution Squared. Tomas, is that one of those German mesh Gigantor tanks? I've definitely seen. I think Tato has run a few of those things.
G-Evolution.
So hopefully that answers your question, Vic. It just depends on how much liquid you're going to vape, really. Yeah, well, definitely let me know if you like the crossbow, because that is one Addy for the billet box I haven't purchased, and I'm curious. I'm curious if it's good, because I've heard that it can do a redonkulously tight mouthful.
Brando asks, so angsty and food as well. When you guys go out, do you take regulated with the tank versus non-reg and dripping?
No, 0 for 2.
Yeah, 0 for 2, dude. I have not used my Titan with a dripper on it in a long time. It's been at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years at this point. Basically, when I started squonking, I think I maybe set up my dripper 1, so I'd still had my dripper in the rotation. This has been all I've been using. I find this setup to be just a smidge more convenient than squonking. I'm not going to abandon squonking completely, but lately I've just been vaping regulated. So I haven't really been doing much going out, but when I do, this is what's on me.
Yeah. And me, it's this. It's the RAM, so it's unregulated squonking.
For the sake of weight, though, if I'm going out and I don't have my backpack on me, it's like, I always have a backpack with me going to work. I may switch this out for the DNA 75C beta mod, because I think it's the smallest DNA 75C mod around, and it's super fucking light. And I can run with it in my back pocket and not have to pull my pants up when I get across the street.
Exactly. So for me, when I do go out, it's this with probably an Arati or possibly the Vena, and this in the other pocket. So it's a spare battery, a little squawk refiller guy. That's it. That goes with me pretty much everywhere I go. But lately, this last week or two, I have been hauling this little monkey around, and it's very light, it's very convenient, very small. The biggest drawbacks of this thing is like I said, it's the 350, so it sags a little bit, and also it's a billet box Addy. And if you don't like building and rewicking billet box Addies, you're kind of boned here, right? I mean, it's just kind of, it is what it is, right? The Boro tank that's the system. So that's there you go. Posting out in RJDs. You know what I need to do at some point when I can find a shit to give is I need to ask one of those guys like Festy to send me some mesh straws to give that away.
Actually, I wanted to ask Festy, what kind of mesh did you use?
Yeah.
For the straws? So I'm still using the same ones that you put in there. I haven't gotten whatever cotton schmutz gets on. I clean it out. I did have to trim one of them though, because they have gotten warped over from rewaking. I do pull them out because I wash out the Addy, but I can't imagine rolling mesh is that hard. But the nice thing is, Angsty, you just make those 2 straws and they'll last you fucking forever.
Right, exactly. And I do have some mesh, and I've had it just cut a garage screen door. I have
extra screen in my garage, dude. I do.
So I mean, I've built Jenny, like actual Jennies before, so I do have some mesh around, and I'm not bad at it. But I'm curious about somebody who is really good at this particular style of mesh straw, how they would do it. But I'm not curious enough to ask them for one. Like, find the right kind of mesh, because I've got a couple different kinds, and none of it's labeled. I don't want to mess with it.
Hey, dude, here's the thing, though. You don't have to mess with it that much. All you're doing is cutting it and rolling it. You don't have to like soak it in shitty juice and like torch it and just
burn it off.
You just got to roll it, keep rolling until it holds its shape.
That's true.
When you make a fucking, you crumple up little bits of paper, you just really roll it up till it got really, really dense. You threw it at someone across the classroom. Same concept. You really wanted to like really pack it like a snowball.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Tomas is talking about that Evolution squared thing again. Yes, it is a mesh RTA. Good. I was assuming so. I mean, if it's German and an atomizer, and it's not a K-Fun, then it's probably a giant mesh Addy.
Side tangent: one of my friends had an afro in 8th grade. He grew one out, and during chorus, we would just roll up little bits of paper, try and land him in his afro without it touching his scalp, because then he'd know.
Yeah.
So. He came to a point, hit enough in his hair, and then one finally hit his scalp, and he went like this, and they fucking like 12, 14 little bits of paper came out. It's like, damn, boy, you need some dandruff shampoo.
That reminds me, when I was in school, there was this really irritating kid that basically nobody liked. It's one of those kids that probably these days would turn out to be a bomber or something. But we were taking... We took some staples and put a staple, like perpendicular, and then twisted it so they would stay together. Like twisted it twice, so they end up being like basically some caltrops. Right? And we were throwing it at his head, and the same thing that they were sticking in his like because he didn't have a fro, he just had really greasy, like long curly hair. So we were screwing his thing for the back of the class. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Good times.
He's probably like Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison. He's got that people to kill list.
Right. Yeah.
Better apologize to him. He's gonna come in. He's gonna come through in the clutch for you when you need it.
Probably so. Hey, fellow kids.
Just put a star next to Angsty's name. Oh, shit.
Ace spends way too much on vape shit. Yeah, I did for a long time too. And then, like this last year, I just stopped. Like, cold stopped. I've got several things that work great for me.
Yeah, you know what? I don't give much of a shit about new hardware if I didn't even buy the new K-Fun light. I feel like I will eventually. I don't know. I feel like I need to have one in my hands and take it apart and be like, okay, how much of a pain in the ass can this potentially be when I go to work?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. We'll get one.
Right.
Because I'm like pretty happy with the K-Fun 5, but why not? It's only $100.
I haven't. I think this is the last thing that I spent significant money on was the Skyline with the Sky Drop kit for the Skyline that I bought a long time ago.
Yeah.
Glad I have it. Don't use it. The next time that I want to use an RTA, that's probably the one I would go to. That said, as good as the Skyline is, I have to say this. Let's see. Do I have it on me or is it in my clean bowl? It's on my clean bowl. As much as I like the performance out of the Skyline and I love the way it looks, it's a really nice looking atomizer. It is really expensive, first of all. Second of all, the Squape the Squape E Evo? Crap. Emotion. There it is. I knew it was the E something. The Squape Emotion is a lot cheaper super tiny, and it builds so much easier than the Skyline. So the Skyline's got that classic like wick wells thing, right? So you have to cut your wicks, and then you have to trim your wicks to make sure they're kind of small, and then you got to kind of tuck them in the little holes, right? And like it's kind of cage, so to speak, where you put your wicks, and that's fine. But the E-motion, like you cut the wicks down and you just lay them down, like they kind of fold down, and there's like a channel for them to go to, and it's done. It really builds well, and it works great too, and it's like half as much as the
and
Skyline.
And Duro swears by it. You know, Duro, he doesn't like anything.
That's true. Although Duro likes the Duro, right? Didn't they put out a Duro tank?
I just know Duro is the brand of paper bags I drink my tall boys out of. That's
it's true. They definitely do. But I think it was the Duro, but that wasn't one that I bought. I don't know what the Duro is actually. I didn't buy that one. But the E-motion is great, and it's colored. So if that's something you want to match to a model, they got like a dozen different colors. And like I said, it's like $100 as opposed to $300 for the Skyline.
oh, Enduro, says Vic.
Enduro.
Close.
That was close.
A malcontent atomizer, you say?
Yeah. All I know is it costs like a third, and it's super tiny. Is it direct lung? What, the E-motion? It can be. You open it up.
It's like, I think it's sweet spot. At least the scrapes I've vaped on are like restricted lung, in my opinion.
It's more than that. It can be more than the Duro or the EC. Yes, Festy. The EC can open up to a restricted lung for sure. It's not as restricted as the old scrapes. Those are much more tight.
Yeah, I'm actually like, I need to order some pissed. I'm missing my K-Fun right now. So let's take our pockets. I'm just, you just got something that works. It just fucking works. You don't want to leave it.
Yeah. For sure. And yeah, the nice thing about the scrape, you just pull up your site. You just go buy one. It's fine.
Yeah. They're like, what, 100, 130?
Yeah, something like that. It's like 100, 120, 130, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't always been a fan of their shit. I think most of my gripe with them was their aesthetics, like the Squape R's and stuff. They were just fucking gigantic, and they were heavy. They were dense tanks, dense atomizers, made your mods very top heavy. They always vape well.
Yeah.
So
the older ones, especially the one that came previous to that had that really, I mean, honestly, pretty ingenious little locking system thing that it did. That thing was unfortunately large, but it did work really well. That was the one that was stained with cantaloupe, though, so I gave it to Will. Wait, did you say rip?
yeah, what's this rip Eden mods? Did something happen that I missed? Because we have truly been under a rock.
Yeah.
Please enlighten us. Out of business. Wow.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's too bad. Ripperoonies. 2 months ago, huh? That's what I get for unfollowing all the vape groups I'm still in.
Yeah, I haven't. No, I don't do the vape group thing much these days. We got Plumes, and then, Nigel's group on Facebook. Probably. Wondering what we're damning about, and there was a comment made in chat saying probably all that charismatic customer service. Goddamn.
Why, yes, Rob, we do have an e-liquid line.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh shit! No, this is not.
Yeah, that's right. Ha! Oh, this isn't about either.
This isn't our line, but it's our homie's line. But yeah, we do have a liquid line that we don't push enough.
Probably not
enough of lately, just because I've just been hooked on this shit because I was craving it after vaping on so much abolishment, and I'm like, I need tobacco in my life.
And you know me, I've always got rail cracker in my shit, and that's not ours.
Rail cracker, yeah. Pissed is my jam. Out of all of our flavors, pissed is my favorite.
I knew Costello was going to ask that question. Oh. I know. It's been too long. I can't help it. I know Masty's tested the new ones, the new tea. That's all I know. I haven't heard anything since. It's been a minute. Sorry.
Rob put in a stash order this morning.
I know Rob was joking, by the way, but we do have two e-liquid lines. They are carried by Stash e-liquids, and half of them are out, re-released, remastered, I think is how he calls it. but the other half are not done. Not done. Oh, fantastic, Will. I wasn't sure if that worked out. I know you said you were working on getting her one. Good. Yes, that's right.
So, yes.
Pissed and Abolishment are my babies, and I'm quite proud of both of them.
Yeah, Rob is a man of good taste. Pissed is also his favorite. I was saying in chat, and I've said this before, and I can't say it enough. Pissed, it's so juicy. It is a juicy vape, and I can only say that about a few flavors that I've tried ever. And the mint, like when it's fresh, it's just like, when spring finally arrives, you get that spring air and like cut grass and just like that's that kind of like euphoric feeling you get when it's like the first nice day of the spring. That's what I get when I had I starved myself with piss for a few months, and then I order some, pull right out of the fucking bottle, set up the K-Fun, and I take those first pull. I was like, very few flavors do that to me, and that is one of them. Yeah. This is another Snowdrift, and I hadn't had Snowdrift in fucking forever. I was like,
Tomas, yeah, Fist is not the ammonia one. That was that's different.
Speaking of our juice, our birth juice moms gifted me this shirt. Swimmers. Oh. She sent it with one of my juice orders, and I was like, "You,
Manders." I haven't talked to Manders in a long time.
Manders, she knows me too. And this is a good shirt too. Like I've had this for a while, and I've washed it numerous times, and Squidward's still here.
Yeah, he is.
This is like a laser printed on type thing. Because it's not like that iron-on shit where you could feel, it'll like make your figure look awkward because the shirt's so frumpy.
Plasticky and frumpy.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Like our post shirts, man, they like rub my nipples wrong, weird. It was like the graphic was so gigantic, it like made me look fatter than I actually am at times, so.
Yeah, what else did it's Cactus Margarita? I have a liter sitting on the gallon of abolishment. He says that, and he's not exaggerating, folks.
The problem, the one, of course, like, all good things have a bit of a flaw, right? That euphoric feeling of pissed fades after about having it for about 2 weeks. It'll still be great. It'll still be God tier. It just won't be, like, really, really God tier. Oh, just because that freshness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, show.
Valentine is my next favorite flavor from him, Tim. That's another one. That is actually one I was thinking about that flavor the other day, and I'm like, I haven't had that in a while.
Valentine's was his chocolate
mint.
Mint? Yeah.
Like creme de menthe.
Yeah, I do remember liking that one. I think the one that I ended up liking the most out of the Biggles line was the Amity, though, the apple crumble one.
That one's really popular with our crew too. Amity and Homeward.
Or was it Homeward?
Homeward, I believe, is the lemon cake.
Maybe that was the lemon. I can't remember which one.
I'm not sure which one's which, but those are the two flavors. I like them. They don't tickle my fancy quite like Snowdrift. And
I do remember, by the way, suggesting to him that he mix Rail Cracker and Homeward and make Home Cracker because it's really good.
Oh yeah, right. I remember when we when he discovered that, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like one part Homeward and 3 parts.
So Amity's lemon cake. Okay. Kind of like Andy's mints. So I can't remember I remember the beta for Valentine had a bit of a Samoa vibe to it too.
Yeah.
Not quite the coconut part, but the cookie part.
Right. Homeward's okay. So that's the one I was thinking of, this apple crumbly thing. Homeward.
Yeah.
Which is why I like that was the home cracker thing, or like what would I call it? Home cracker.
Fuck, man. Now I just want dessert. I want an actual apple crumble now.
Sure.
I need something sweet now. Fuck.
That does sound good.
I'm not taking an 11 o'clock trip to 7-Eleven to get some sweets. I'm not. No, not.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna do
it. Speaking of food, by the way, I found a bag of these in my
No, I'm ending the show now. Fuck that. Ranch?
Yeah. No, ranch, I don't really care. I used to rotate through them all. This is what I used to use before I started vaping. Or before I started vaping full time, anyway, to quit smoking.
Like in holes. Remember that? Choose sunflower seeds. The regular, and they came out the dill pickle one. You know me and pickles, right? Love me some dill pickle sunflower seeds. But the regular's fine.
I like the salsa ones and the regular salted ones.
Castello said 5 Ponds has a pretty good chocolate mint. Bowden's me. Is that still around? Because that got discontinued when I was working in a shop. And I was very fucking pissed off about it because I'd wait until we had the bottles. It's like Bowden's Mate was not a great seller. Chocolate mints are very hit or miss with people. And so we'd have them half off. I'm like, oh, a couple bottles of Bowden's Mate. Problem is, it is a fucking cotton killer, but it is good. It is one of the few flavors of theirs that I like. The Castle Long Reserve is also good. I just couldn't care to pay for it.
That was ridiculous. It was like a buck of milk.
But it was fucking good. It was good.
It wasn't buck of milk good.
No. That's why, I drip some from the sample every so often.
Dill pickle almonds?
No. That's a no from me, dog. I eat in terms of like my almonds, I'm very minimalist about it. Like I usually almost always eat them raw. Maybe I'll get them like lightly salted.
Yeah, salt.
Dill pickle almonds, man. Will I try them? Probably at some point, but I can't see myself liking it.
Eating them.
Yeah.
$9.
I do commend you for your valiant bravery in trying them for me.
Costco has limoncello almonds. What?
Huh. You know what's dangerous?
Oh, it's covered in white chocolate.
For people who have a Trader Joe's around them, they have this little like plastic container of coconut chocolate almonds. It's for You know, I would buy them, and my sister bought them on a Sunday, and like my brother was over, so it was 4 of us in the house. That shit disappeared by dinner time. The whole fucking container. It's so good. Milk chocolate coconut almonds. Yeah, the Trader Joe's snack section. They have all the shit that make me gain 10 pounds in a week. It's dangerous. Sriracha chickpeas if you feel like flexing weeb. Trader Joe's also has the waffle cut sriracha potato chips. Very tight butthole. No, sorry. Very tight butthole.
Tighter. There you
go. Those are also good. Japanese section import grocer. Yeah. We have thankfully where I'm at, we have Korean supermarkets. Awesome. Want to find all that obscure shit, the coffee candies, the shitty ramen, pre-marinated bulgogi.
There's a place around
Sriracha ranch. All right, no, fuck that shit. Sriracha ranch is the shit on pizza. All right, now I'm tired. Now I'm tired. No. Go watch Joey Diaz's rant on ranch dressing. That's me. Ranch on pizza.
Ranch.
This is where I'm gonna. Anyway, I am tired as fuck. I've had 3 days off in the last 3 weeks, and I'm tired. Has his angsty.
Yes.
Made it longer than I thought tonight. I said let's do a short one.
Yeah, we made an hour. It's good.
Whatever. It was good time. I had a good time with y'all. Fortunately for Mast, He basically out-newsed us for the first 20 minutes and then bounced.
Just get in, do your business, get out.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We might have somebody on. Maybe not. Maybe fuck you. Maybe fuck yourself. We'll see you next week. I'm Foo. This is Angst. Pieces, Reese's. Plural of mouse is Mises.